The movie opens with the sounds of New York City waking up. Taxi horns, distant sirens. A radio host casually talks about bouche and cheese paired with a 1977 Sauvignon Blanc, perfect for intimate dinners or large gatherings. And somewhere high above the city, a chess match is already underway. Shaw sits perfectly calm in an expensive penthouse, studying the board in front of him, playing with his employee Josh, the kind of man who plans every step before taking it. He slides his rook across the board, boom. That single move tells us everything about Josh. He's always thinking 3 moves ahead, but across town in Astoria, Queens, life is very different. A hustler named Slide unloads boxes from a truck with his crew when he spots Josh walking down the street in his clean business suit. Hey, it's the man in the suit. Punk-ass bitches walk on the other side of the street. Josh doesn't even react. Then we arrive at the tower. 65 floors of glass, steel, wealth, and power overlooking Central Park West. Apartments here average $5.6 million. Keyless entry. Military-level security. One of the most advanced surveillance systems in North America. This building doesn't just house rich people. It protects gods. At the front entrance, beloved doorman Lester greets billionaire Arthur Shaw descending from the penthouse. Good morning, Mr. Shaw. You're looking lean and mean today. Shaw laughs. This is why I love you, Lester. You're the best liar in New York. Arthur Shaw is Wall Street royalty. Forbes 400. Number 138. Private island in Belize. Billion-dollar hedge fund manager. The kind of man who can ruin economies over breakfast. And every morning, he plays chess with Josh. Josh informs Shaw that tonight's dinner party is fully arranged, including the bouche and cheese and 1977 Sauvignon Blanc from the radio broadcast earlier. Shaw smirks. What would I do without you? Then he casually offers Josh a dream job managing a luxury hotel in St. Bart's. Josh jokes that if Lester can come too, maybe they have a deal. Everybody laughs. Then Shaw says, checkmate. He wins again, and that word will come back later in a very different way. Josh begins his daily rounds through the tower, introducing us to the strange little family that keeps this billion-dollar palace alive. There's Rose, the cheerful receptionist who proudly tells Josh about her wild weekends steam cleaning her garage and ordering takeout from Punjab Palace. Odessa corners Josh in panic because her work visa is expiring and she urgently needs a husband. Josh suggests Manuel. Odessa says she already tried Manuel, and Manuel couldn't handle her. Then Simon, the uptight general manager, storms in complaining that Charlie isn't at his post again. Nearby, Miss Iavenko secretly studies for the bar exam behind her desk. Josh catches her immediately. She insists she isn't studying. Josh tells her to use his office during lunch since he never uses it anyway. This ridiculous back and forth goes on for almost 30 straight seconds. Then suddenly, a vibrating phone echoes through the silent lobby. Josh freezes. The entire staff stops moving. Nobody breathes until the guilty employee confesses. It's the new elevator operator, Enrique Devro, confident, loud, completely unqualified. He proudly explains he spent the last 3 years working at Burger King in Times Square and now he's ready for the big leagues. He pulls Enrique aside and explains the sacred rules of the tower. Meanwhile Charlie, Josh's brother-in-law, loudly argues with his pregnant wife Sasha over the phone in the middle of the lobby. She's 8 months pregnant and Charlie is completely spiraling about the baby. The baby's head is 6 inches wide. Josh hisses at him not to say vagina in the lobby and reminds him Simon has been looking for him all morning. Then Simon gives Josh a problem no luxury building manager wants. A longtime tenant named Mr. Fitzhugh is being evicted. Josh visits Fitzhugh's apartment and finds it nearly empty. The bank is taking everything. Fitzhugh quietly admits he has nowhere to go. Josh pauses. Then softly suggests the elevators may mysteriously undergo maintenance tomorrow morning, forcing the bank to come back another day. It's a tiny act of kindness. Josh deals in tiny acts of mercy, and somehow, those little mercies are what make him happy. Later, Shaw rides the elevator with Enrique, who somehow ends up discussing private islands and jet skis with one of the richest men in America. Josh apologizes for Enrique being new, but Shaw smiles. I like his sense of humor. That night, Lester privately tells Josh he plans to retire soon. He's moving to San Diego with his girlfriend Lorraine. Maybe travel the world. Maybe finally relax. Josh smiles sadly. He's going to miss him. Lester laughs remembering the night Josh danced on a bar in Times Square pretending to be Mustafa from The Lion King. Josh immediately denies this ever happened. The next morning, everything changes. Josh notices a suspicious black sedan parked outside the tower for 2 straight days. No tickets. No movement. His instincts fire instantly. He remembers a hotel robbery from the year before. Quietly, professionally, he orders the entire building into lockdown, code black on all doors and elevators. Then he checks security cameras and spots a laundry van entering the garage, supposedly from the Stillman brothers, but Shaw only called them because wine spilled on a tablecloth. Josh freezes. Those aren't the Stillman brothers. oh my god. Then realization hits him, they're taking Shaw. This isn't a robbery, it's a kidnapping. Josh explodes into the streets of Manhattan chasing the van on foot through traffic while screaming at security to shoot the tires. The guard only has a taser. Josh nearly catches the van, then suddenly gets clotheslined to the pavement by a woman moving at full speed. FBI agent Claire Denham stands over him. This was not a kidnapping. She points toward Shaw being dragged away in handcuffs. It was an attempted escape. And just like that, the king falls. News erupts across America. Arthur Shaw, billionaire hedge fund legend, has been arrested for securities fraud. Assets frozen. Investors wiped out. At the tower, Josh gathers the entire staff together, and then he tells them the worst thing imaginable. Years ago, Josh convinced everyone to trust Shaw with their pension fund, their retirement savings, their futures. It's all gone. The room goes dead silent. Lester invested every dollar he had saved in 6 years. Rose looks crushed. Nobody even knows what to say. The FBI places Shaw under house arrest inside his own penthouse. Armed agents guard every entrance. Every delivery is inspected. Inside the apartment, Agent Claire notices a pristine 1963 Ferrari 250 GT Lusso sitting in Shaw's living room. Shaw proudly explains it once belonged to Steve McQueen himself, now worth nearly $10 million. Shaw then privately asks Josh to personally handle all his food deliveries because he doesn't trust the staff not to spit in his coffee. Then he quietly offers Josh money. Josh refuses immediately. Sorry, we don't accept tips at the tower. Later that night, disaster strikes. Lester attempts suicide by stepping in front of a subway train. An off-duty cop barely saves him. At the hospital, Josh visits him. Lester lies broken in the bed and quietly admits he invested everything with Shaw. Every penny. $73,000. Josh promises him one thing. Shaw's gonna pay every cent back. And for the first time in the film, Josh stops being the man who follows rules. Back at the tower, Josh, Charlie, and Enrique march into Shaw's penthouse. At first Shaw acts sympathetic. Says investing is always a gamble. Then Josh picks up a golf club, and absolutely destroys the Ferrari. Windows, doors, panels, windshield, everything. Shaw screams in horror. Charlie begs him to stop. Enrique desperately asks for just one swing. Josh refuses. Nobody touches this car but me. When it's over, Shaw stares at the wreckage calmly and says, don't worry, I'll have the help clean it up. Then asks for his breakfast. That single moment changes everything. Simon fires all of them immediately. Josh tries helping the FBI investigate Shaw's hidden money but Claire reveals the government already checked everything. Except, one detail slips out. The FBI still hasn't found Shaw's emergency cash reserve. Every rich criminal keeps one. And Shaw moved $20 million before his arrest. Now Josh has an idea. He sneaks back into the tower, recruits Enrique from Shake Shack, finds Fitzhugh living in a depressing motel, and gathers everyone together. Then he says the impossible. They are going to rob Arthur Shaw, not steal from him, take back what he stole from them. Josh believes the missing $20 million is hidden inside a secret wall safe in Shaw's penthouse, a penthouse guarded by the FBI, inside the most secure residential building in New York, and none of them are professional criminals. Charlie immediately points out the obvious, we're basically waiters. Josh knows they need help, so he bails Slide out of Rikers Island. Slide instantly robs them during their first meeting just to teach them a lesson. Rule number 1. Never give your wallet to a thief. He agrees to help with the heist. The crew prepares carefully. But things get complicated fast when Charlie gets rehired as the new building manager and warns Josh not to go through with this. Meanwhile, Claire accidentally gives Josh critical information. Shaw's court hearing has been moved to Thanksgiving Day during the Macy's parade. That becomes the perfect distraction. Thanksgiving arrives. 3 million people flood Manhattan. Parade balloons soar over the city. And while New York celebrates, Josh's crew launches the robbery. Odessa knocks out an FBI agent with a cake distraction. Simon gets locked inside an empty apartment. The team reaches Shaw's hidden safe. Odessa cracks it in 15 minutes. The safe opens. It's empty. Everyone panics. Then during an argument, a gun accidentally fires into the Ferrari. Paint chips off. And underneath, gold, real gold. Josh realizes the horrifying truth. Shaw melted his entire fortune into solid gold and rebuilt the Ferrari out of it. Every panel, every door, every inch. The car itself is worth $45 million. Now the heist changes completely. They must steal an entire CR out of a skyscraper, using construction cranes during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. What follows is one of the most insane sequences in modern comedy films. The solid gold Ferrari dangles 65 stories above Manhattan while Snoopy balloons float past. Fitzhugh nearly falls to his death. Charlie unexpectedly returns to help. Lucy the dog almost ruins everything. The elevator malfunctions. The FBI closes in. And somehow, against impossible odds, they actually pull it off. or so it seems. The FBI eventually captures everyone. But Josh still has one final move left, because during the robbery, he secretly found Arthur Shaw's handwritten ledger containing proof of every illegal transaction, every bribe, every corrupt politician connected to the Ponzi scheme, enough evidence to bury Shaw forever. The FBI makes a deal, everyone walks free except Josh. Josh accepts instantly. The movie ends with Shaw entering federal prison while inmates scream and cheer at the arrival of the man who stole from everyone, and 2 years later, every employee from the tower receives their share of the stolen gold delivered right to their doorstep. This is the end of the movie. Please subscribe.